Today in class, we'll explore creatures with superpowers, starting with the cool and moving up to the most terrifying. First up, we've got the axolotl, a bizarre little salamander that can be found in the shallow waters of Mexico. This creature has a fascinating ability that has been puzzling scientists for years. You can recognize an axolotl by its feathery appendages on its head and the soft pink color which separates it from all other salamander species. When this creature is attacked by a predator, it is able to fully recover its wounds, whether it's an arm, leg, or even half its brain. The one downside of this newt with legs and a fuzzy haircut is that it will never be able to grow into a mature adult, leaving it stuck in its spotty teenage form for eternity, never being able to break away from social awkwardness and their large monthly Kleenex supply. Now, it is possible for them to mature into a full adult, but it's so rare that it almost never happens due to very specific requirements in its environment. Unfortunately, this unique creature is slowly disappearing due to climate change and the pollution of its waters. The only place you will ever be able to find one is in little Timmy's fish tank amongst their brothers and sisters. Next up, we have the lyrebird, easily one of the most manipulative creatures on the planet. This Australian bird has the remarkable ability to replicate any sound it hears with incredible accuracy. The bird has been recorded replicating sounds like camera shutters, car alarms, and even chainsaws. However, where this con artist truly excels is in its mating tactics. That's right, this bird will do anything to ensure it gets a chance to mate. Unable to rely solely on size, the lyrebird needs to distinguish itself from others with its impressive appearance and sounds. It will even go full sociopath, imitating predator noises to scare the females into staying close for protection, thereby creating more opportunities. At number 7, we've got the bombardier beetle, a tiny insect that looks harmless enough until it decides to ruin someone's day by unleashing a boiling hot chemical load over them. Inside this little cum demon are 2 sacs carrying different liquids, and when threatened, it mixes them together to create a chemical explosion, shooting a scalding hot nut at its attackers. Most unlucky insects end up sizzling to death from the molten spray. But it isn't able to prevent all attackers. For example, when a toad comes along, it can spray its hot load as much as it wants. The toad just swallows it whole, lava load and all, before crapping the poor guy out later with nothing more than a tickle, as if they ate a spicy curry for lunch. Up next, we have the cuttlefish, possibly one of the most fascinating shapeshifters on the planet. This cephalopod's camouflage game is so advanced that scientists are still trying to replicate how they use this ability since they discovered the sea creature. It can change its color, texture, and shape to blend into 99% of environments. It can even create trippy illusions on its body to hypnotize fish into becoming its next meal. However, for all its magical camouflage skills, the cuttlefish swims about as gracefully as a giraffe on roller skates. Without proper fins or a tail, it's useless at swimming in open waters. So, when they feel the need to migrate to a different habitat, they tend to get eaten by douchebag dolphins or sharks. That's why you'll mostly find them hiding in shallow waters near coral reefs, preying on the weak, where they don't have to worry about predators lurking behind them. Now, we're moving on to one of my favorite little freaks on the list, the dung beetle. Everyone knows this insect, mostly because it spends its days proudly rolling around a giant ball of shit. However, what most people don't realize is that this absolute unit is, pound for pound, the strongest creature on Earth. This bug is so fucking jacked, it can pull 1,000 times its own body weight. Basically, the insect equivalent of bench-pressing Daddy's Rolls-Royce. And it doesn't stop there. If you're an ant or a centipede and decide to pick a fight, this guy will grab you by the neck, rip your head clean off with its shit-covered pincers, and then head right back to its poop ball to go sunbathe. Now, you'd think this beast must be on some high-protein, macro-balanced diet. But no, it just drinks the juice from the very same poop it's rolling around all day. Next up is the archerfish, the Chris Kyle of Southeast Asian waters. Except instead of a rifle, this one packs a water cannon. This aquatic sharpshooter has a unique talent for picking off unsuspecting bugs that are just trying to enjoy their day. Hidden just beneath the water surface, where it can't be seen, the archerfish locks onto its prey with its ability to aim a shot of water from its mouth, or as I like to think of it, a predator cannon. It spits a perfectly aimed jet of water, knocking the poor insect off its perch and straight into the shallows, awaiting its imminent death. And if you're thinking it takes a few tries to get it right, think again. Adult archerfish hit their target on the first shot, every time, thanks to their freakish ability to adjust for the distortion of light through water, basically turning them into underwater snipers with a 100% accuracy rating. It's almost unfair, really. If you're an insect that likes to hang out with the boys by the water, you are truly fucked. Now, class, we are moving on to the top 3 creatures with the strongest and most terrifying superpowers. And if you were living amongst them, you would lay up at night wondering when they would come. The hairy frog, better known as the wolverine frog, is known for being very aggressive and attacking other animals around it when threatened. To defend itself, it will break the bones in its hands or feet, causing the bones to puncture through its own flesh, creating claws to stab its enemies. This frog is so aggressive that it will stab repeatedly at its aggressors, surprising them with multiple stabs and slashes, cutting at any part it can get hold of. If its foe manages to escape the onslaught, they will leave with severe damage across their body, which can lead to infection and eventually kill the creature slowly. However, the frog's biggest weakness is not other toads or aggressors it fends off with its claws. No, its real weakness comes when one of the Bakossi people from the Bakossi tribe in Cameroon machetes the frog and then roasts it for dinner. Next up, the pistol shrimp, nature's very own gunslinger, boasts one of the most absurdly cool abilities in the animal kingdom. The pistol shrimp's claw doubles as a literal pistol, firing bubble bullets capable of one-shotting its prey. When this gunslinging shrimp finds a small fish unlucky enough to be on the menu, it takes aim at its target, cocks back the top half of its claw like the hammer on a pistol, allowing water to build up in a small reservoir on the bottom half of its claw. And then it snaps shut. This releases a shockwave so intense that it stuns or outright kills its prey. The shockwave is so powerful that it creates a burst of light when firing the water from its claw. Once it has hit its target, the shrimp drags the poor victim back to its lair to be devoured. In true Wild West fashion, these little gunslinger shrimp also have a code of honor amongst themselves. When pistol shrimp have a gentleman's disagreement, they don't meet at dawn to duel with pistols. Instead, they tend to settle their disputes with dance battles, something us humans could learn a thing or two from. And finally, we've arrived at the undisputed champion of the sea, the mantis shrimp, famous for having the fastest punch on planet Earth. This little shrimp packs a punch so hard it's like getting shot point blank by a shotgun. Its strike is so fast and powerful that even if it misses, the shockwave it creates can still knock its target senseless, leaving them wide open for a second. Killing blow. One hit from this guy is enough to make shell-covered creatures implode, their insides turn to mush in an instant. What makes this shrimp even more deadly is that there are two types: the smasher, with its giant club of a claw, and the spearer, which has a harpoon-like claw for precision strikes. The smasher dominates in close-quarters combat, while the spearer prefers long-range precision. When these two go head-to-head, it's an all-out brawl, intense and violent, which can even lead to death in some cases. The smasher usually wins, delivering brutal combo hits, while the spearer struggles up close. And that's it! Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing so I can bring you more videos. Let me know which topics you want to hear about next. I will see you next time in class.